2009 Bounty Gate, 2017 the Minnesota Miracle, and now the Double Doink in London. Let's talk about that game next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull Brothers and Sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Talk to me. I want to hear what you got to think about the game. I know there's a lot of good things, a lot of bad things to talk about. It was a W. Let's get started talking about this game. Now, I did bring up all those games. We have named games with the Saints. There was so many years where we just beat the Saints because they weren't a very good team. They beat us in 2009. We had 500 yards of offense, so they're like 200. We lose the game because we turned the ball over. They were trying to kill Favre, illegal hits. They weren't calling it. You know, they get a PI penalty on a third down play, and then they end up kicking a field goal, winning the game in overtime. Then they changed the rule where both teams get a choice or a chance the next year. Anyway, so we got named games. We got rule changes because of the games we play against the Saints. Then in 2017, there was just too much time on the clock for Stephon Diggs and Casey Keenum. They score. Minnesota Miracle. Paul Allen with the greatest Vikings called it a miracle, said we needed a miracle, got a miracle, and called it the Minnesota Miracle. This game is now I'm calling it the Double Doink in London. Let's go. We ended up winning this game, but it shouldn't have been there. It shouldn't have got there, but it's a tough victory in conditions I think we put on ourselves. I've been harping on all week that I did not like this time, the way we were handling the time change. BS on the sports science of getting there a day before the game, a day and a half before the game. There is no sports science in history that says jet lag goes away or comes that fast. It's just, you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. And the Saints beat us in the trenches in that game. We did control the time of possession. We didn't run the ball well. We got and this is a recap of the game, guys. They got two rushes late by Cook where he had great individual effort to get 2 first downs, kept us going, kept drives alive. That was great on his part. I don't blame him. He had nowhere to run all game up until that point. So I'll be able to go back and look at, and I'll look at every offensive play and find out why we couldn't run the ball. That was a big play in this game. And not only did we not run the ball, we did not adjust to the fact that we're now in the third quarter. We can't run the ball. We're up by 2 scores. Let's run the ball on first down. Let's throw a pass behind the line of scrimmage, get 0 yards or 2 yards. Now we have 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 8. We can't be so conservative on first down with the lead. Can't be so conservative. Or we threw it on first and ran it on second several times, thus giving us a 3rd and 8 again. There's too many 3rd and longs for this team. We're not good in 3rd down right now. 4 games in, and I think we probably, and I could go look this up, but I will assume that we're not one of the best, we're not in the top half of the 3rd down category as far as success rate. Now, we were early. I remember seeing it 3rd and 4 or 3 for 4, and then now at the end of the game it's 5 for 14 or whatever. I think it's worse than that, actually. Now, I do like the fact that we came back and won that game. There's no complaints there. Even in the first series, I thought Kirk Cousins had 2 bad throws, and we still went down and scored a touchdown. Now, he hits Justin Jefferson in the hands on another drive. All right, could have caught it. We had a lineman in his face. They had a really good rush on us the whole game. But then the next play, he throws it to Thielen instead of Jefferson in the corner. Got to read that right. They double Thielen, throw the ball in the corner to Jefferson, let him go up and get it. Thielen's not scoring a touchdown on that play. You got to get it to Jefferson in the corner. So that ended up in field goal. We got points today. We scored 5 field goals. Let's give this guy some credit. I know I don't know what I'm doing here. So wow. Let me get this fixed. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? All right. Sorry. A little technical difficulties. You click on the wrong button and that happens. So I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that one. But Greg Joseph, 5 field goals, 1 to win at the end. I appreciate you guys sticking with me after that dead air. But hey, Greg Joseph misses that extra point, gives him a chance to go tie with the field goal. They do it on a 60-yarder. He goes down, kicks a long, decently long field goal himself to win it. Then they come back with a double doink in London. So I give Greg Joseph some credit. Kevin O'Connell told Greg Joseph that, hey, you have another chance here to win it on the next one. Honestly, I wish they didn't. Because they went down and kicked a field goal to tie it. I wish it would have just ended there. I didn't want him to have another chance. Well, he did. He ends up winning the game. Then they, obviously they come back in double doink. Here's a unheralded player, Chris Boyd, getting the fumble, causing it and getting the fumble. That was a big play in the game. It brought the momentum back to us. Again, we're only kicking field goals at this time. But it was a big play, and I think it's a big testament to the way we're coaching the defense as far as, hey, causing turnovers. I see many times us punching at the ball, even though it's unsuccessful. It will work, and it happened on special teams with Chris Boyd, and that's why he is on our team. That's why he's not seeing the field as a corner, but that is why he's on our team, because he's apparently an outstanding special teamer, and he made big play there, causing the fumble, getting the fumble. Great job by Chris Boyd. Now, Justin Jefferson had a game. He had, let me get it here, 10 receptions for 147 yards, 1 rushing TD, none receiving. Could have had one, dropped it. Could have had it right after that, didn't, and it was a tough catch. And then the next one, in the next play, he could have got one, but Cousins didn't throw it to him. So, still a good game. I counted 3 drops in that game, Justin Jefferson. Unfortunately, however, he came back and got that long ass play. So let's give Justin Jefferson some credit. I think this is on Lattimore, if I'm not mistaken. Supposedly, best corner in the league. He had him on skates on a couple plays. He beats him on this play. Lattimore luckily makes a catch, or makes a tackle. Otherwise, it's a touchdown. This is where we kick the field goal. That was a big-time throw, big-time catch in the 4th quarter. This game goes down as a 4th quarter comeback, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the 9th one of Cousins' career since 2020 started. So 2020, 2021, 2022, he has 9 now, which is 1 shy of Tom Brady. So I don't necessarily say he's to be the big credit for this, because we were so bad in the red zone today. But when the time came down, he got us within field goal range on an awesome throw and catch. So give these guys some credit for not giving up, not getting hard on themselves, and making this play when we needed it. It's a road game. I know it's in London. It's a neutral field, but I really put it on the coaches to prepare this team, and I don't feel they did. They put it behind the 8 ball with not coming earlier in the week. I don't know what the deal was there. Let's trust the sports science. Guys, I know it is so much better to get there 4 days ahead of time to be settled in. than it is to get off a plane and go play a football game. That's what it felt like for these guys. They overcame that adversity. We had a 2-score lead in this game and blew it. End of the game, I give credit to New Orleans for starting to run it with Murray. He looked like the same old Murray, power running. They ran the ball with Tyson Hill a few times. Ended up getting a touchdown with him. They adjusted and it worked, and they started to take over the game, and they took over the lead, and then we had to go into not necessarily desperation mode, but we couldn't rely on mixing it up. And what do? We come out and run it again. One stuffed. We're getting these 3rd and longs. We were able to overcome them, get it within field goal range. We kick one, we kick another to win it. God, we cannot rely on when it's. I know I want us to run the ball, but there is a point where late in the 3rd quarter and it's not working. That's when you maybe want to give it a rest. But hey, I do give them credit. There was 2 big runs in the 4th quarter, and it worked out. I'm just saying, if we pass on 1st down and we're behind and it's 2nd and 10 and we haven't been running the ball well, I'm just suggesting that we don't hand it off again up the middle. That's all I'm saying. Maybe put it outside or something. I don't know. Do a jet sweep or something. And those worked. That worked. That's how Justin Jefferson got his touchdown. I'm just saying, be a little more creative. We weren't very creative other than that first drive. And then maybe that one time at the goal line with Justin Jefferson. I'm not going to... Justin Jefferson had like 3 drops. And even though he had a great day, Munn had a drop for a 1st down. It's like, okay, Cousins struggling early. Let's all struggle with him. That's the way I felt. But and when it came down to it and when we needed it, we came together and scored. And I agree with Kevin O'Connell in his post-game speech. We will get this. It'll start to click. It will start to click. I felt that, hey, we need to trust Cousins a little more because he is throwing the ball well down the field. He's throwing the ball well down the field. Let's give him time to do that. Let's make the play. Let's make I want deep routes. I want crossing routes. When we had crossing routes, we moved the ball. We had these deep routes. We moved the ball. We just needed to do more on 1st and 2nd down a little bit. Take a few more chances there. But we were running up the middle, stuffed. Throw one ball, throw a step back to the receiver on the outside. Let him get tackled for a yard or 2 gain. Oh, it's 3rd down. I just don't want to see that anymore. I want us to attack. We were not attacking in that game. When we needed to, when we attacked, it worked. I want the foot on the pedal the whole game, and it's not happening. And the defense played well enough that I give Saints a lot of credit for changing it and running it more in that second half. It worked with Murray and not Ingram. When they gave the ball to Murray, it was much better. And when Tyson Hill made some good carries, that's when they were successful. They made adjustments, and it worked. We make adjustments, but it seems like it's as late as we possibly can, and we start throwing the ball down the field. I think Cousins stood in that pocket well. The 3 sacks, 2 were on a inside linebacker. The running back is on the opposite side. Smart play on the defense. He can't pick up the block. That happened a couple of times. That happened once. Then one was on a play action. It was a blitz. He had no time at all. I was right in his grill. And then the other sack was Jordan, Cameron Jordan blowing past O'Neal for the sack. So, although I don't think the offensive line had a horrible day, they did not have as good as one as they did, I believe, the last game that we played. I think they had a really good game against Detroit. If I'm taking away from anything, New Orleans won the game in the trenches. They won the game in the trenches, but lost it on the scoreboard. So many good things. Adam Thielen was solid with 8 for 72, no TDs, but he would really clutch catches. I think Irv Smith Jr. should get more playing time than Munt. I think even though he's got a bad rap for that first game, I think Dantzler and Patrick Peterson made plays. I don't think Bynum had a very good game. It was congratulations to Eric Kendricks for getting the game ball for his 100th game, his 100th start, or 100th game, I think. So congratulations to him. I give credit to Andy Dalton for having a good game. You could say he had a better game than Cousins. He had less mistakes. Than Cousins. Give credit to Andy Dalton, the veteran, coming in a tough situation on the road or in a neutral site away from home, thousands of miles away from home. Well, not thousands, but maybe a couple thousand miles away from home. He did it, man. He played really well. He played well enough to win. He just wasn't in the cards because of the double doink in London. All right, I talked enough about this game. Cousins had the game that everybody thought he had in Detroit. He had a good game in Detroit. This is the game people thought he had in Detroit, but yet we still won, and he still made the big throw. It's still a fourth quarter come from behind victory. Skol Vikings. Let's go. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and comment. This is Skol World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Skol Vikes.